Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at the Nikon S30 menu, and this is the new waterproof camera from Nikon aimed at the entry-level market. It's priced very affordably compared to some of the other waterproof cameras on the market. One of the things that Nikon has done to make this easy for all ages to use is made very large buttons and made them very obvious to see on, off. This is a shutter button and record. And then on the back they have these different buttons here for the various features. We'll go through those. So at the top here, you just press the button next to the one you want to select. This menu will give you a few different features to look at, including the first one, which is change colors. If you press this, you'll see that you have the option. This, in the grayscale, lightens or darkens the photo. If you hit this one right here, that resets it back to the normal setting. Whoops, forgot that. The other thing you can do on this menu is at the bottom here, instead of just doing the grayscale, which changes kind of the light and darkness, you can actually change the color tone of the image. So here you can see the background is changing to a very red, even though we've got a plain black image behind us, and here it goes to blue. And again, if you want to just reset it, you hit the reset and you go back. Decorate is a function that allows you to add digital frames around your images. There's 5 of them, and the thing to notice about this is that when you shoot with the frames turned on, the camera automatically chooses to put your images at the lowest resolution, which is 2 megapixels. You're not really going to get good quality. Kids may love this feature, adults may find it fun a couple times, but really if you want to put frames around your photos, I would suggest shooting them with the camera and then doing your editing online. Choose a style is where you're going to go to choose your settings for taking pictures. Point and shoot being the obvious one that you want to use most of the time. There's also shoot close-ups. Shoot underwater, you'll want to turn this on if you're using it underwater to make sure that you get the most vivid colors, because typically as you shoot underwater, images tend to look very blue. Take a series of pictures will let you shoot continuously. And shoot at intervals is interesting. You can set this up to shoot once every 30 seconds, every minute, every 5 minutes. If you put this on a tripod and you want to take pictures of, the sun rising or something, you could use that interval shooting to do that. You also have here a setting to photograph food, to take soft pictures if you want to do that kind of fun soft focus effect, create a diorama effect, and then photographing fireworks, there's a special setting for that. And all of these you can play around with once you get the camera and have a chance to try different things. We're just going to go through these quickly. Change sounds is a feature which kids might enjoy. Here's where you toggle it on and off. Oops. And then you can change it so that you want to have a little dog barking. It sounds like this, if you can hear that, or maybe you want the chickie. There's different kind of photos or sounds here, and you can turn those on and off. And again, if you want to turn it off completely, that's the place to do it. So we go back here. We were in scene sounds. Flash modes in here. The default is auto flash. If you're shooting underwater, you might want to turn that flash off. Self-timer mode. The interesting thing about the self-timer is that you can set it up just for the regular self-timer or a smile timer, where you just press the shutter and then it will automatically take the picture when it recognizes someone smiling. Obviously you have to be taking a picture of a person there. Choose a size. This is where you set what size images you want to take. So the large is 10 megapixels and small is 2. 2 is not going to give you very good images. That is what it seems to default to if you turn those frames on. So make sure that if you want good quality pictures, you set that to 10. And here, movies, you can either do 720p HD or the VGA quality 640. Movie autofocus, you have a choice between being single autofocus or full-time autofocus. And then the setup. In the setup menu, you want to make sure that once you get the camera, you turn the welcome screen to off. That means that the welcome screen won't come up every time you turn the camera on. You'll be able to take pictures sooner. Set the date and time, brightness, if you want the print date on or off. Electronic VR, that is, the default here is off. That's for image stabilization, so you might want to turn that on. And then you can format your card. You can choose a language. The menu background, if for some reason you don't like the plain old background, you can choose one of these more colorful ones. And then that will make your background have a different appearance. Video mode is either NTSC if you're in the United States, or PAL if you're in most of the rest of the world. Okay, then your other options here, we looked at the sounds, we looked at the frames, we looked at the different creative options. When you're in playback mode, by pushing this camera down, or button down here, you have a couple different options. Now when you press this, you're going to get this have fun with pictures, and when you go into here you're going to see some different things. So highlight colors, let's go back here for just a second. We're going to pick a different picture. I took just a few for samples. Okay, here we go. So if you want to press this now and choose, whoops, you got to get into playback mode. Highlight colors. What this does, I'm back at the other picture, is it will take all the colors out of your image except for the ones that you choose. So this picture doesn't have much in the way of colors other than yellows, and it will just make everything else black and white, and it will leave the highlights. Decorate is the frames. You can also soften pictures, so if you want that the soft focus effect, you can do that. And you can see you can change it to more or less. Add starburst. This is a feature where if you have light shining in there, it'll add a starburst, and I don't think it's going to do it on this picture. Let's choose a different one. So I took this one just for starburst. So add starburst. And I don't know if you can see, it's very subtle depending on the light we're shining in here, but it will add a little starburst. You can kind of see them in there. Add that to the pictures. You can also add a fisheye effect, which will make things look kind of weird. And the diorama effect, which is supposed to make everything look small like a diorama. And depending on the picture that you're looking at, it will have more or less of an effect, whether you can see it. Here's where you can choose to put different things in your favorites, create photo albums and slideshows. You know, that you select the pictures that you want and put them in there. The slideshow will let you choose the start time, choose the pictures, choose your theme. If you want the different themes here, you got pop art, classic, and zoom. Then you can also choose to view your pictures by date. You can rotate your pictures in here, make them smaller, change the print order, and copy them. Then this is an interesting feature right here. You can add a voice message to any of the pictures in your camera. So I'm going to get back out of here. I'm going to take one that, okay, I actually had my daughter do this one. So if you have a message that's already on there, this is what it does. Oops, go up here, hit play recordings. I don't think you can hear that good, but what it is you can go back and add a voice message to any photo. And as you see, this one I also had added a frame around it. So different fun things you can do with those images. And let's see what else we've missed here. Yeah, to leave a message, you press this, you hit record, and then you'll start recording, and it will record your message onto the photo. Then, of course, if you want to erase something, you have the option to erase this picture or to erase selected pictures, which you can choose. And that's how you erase your pictures. And I think that's pretty much it. We've looked at all the menu options. This is a very simple camera for kids and beginners to use. It's got a lot of these features that are kind of fun to add the frames and the special effects, which you might get tired of after a while, but they're a lot of fun to play around with in the beginning. And it still takes great pictures. It is a 10.1 megapixel camera with a very good Nikon lens, 3x zoom, and it's priced right for a waterproof camera. This is waterproof down to 10 feet, and it's also shockproof. So if your kids drop it, you don't have to worry too much. So that's the menus for the Nikon S30. Thank you.